the Let's Talk Sports fans. Thanks for tuning in.
I will put my intro music up against anybody. Hello, happy Sunday evening, everybody. It's Mr. First down here. Happy St. Patty's Day to the ginger beard and the ginger hair guy here, who obviously are from the Celtic descent. Brad, how we doing this evening, my man?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Well, so far so good. I can't complain.
Yeah.
Other than the holes on the defense that I would like to fix quickly.
Yeah, I got to bring up that picture you sent me.
Yeah. Take a look. See there.
So I remember it.
Yeah, I know. It'll make you sweat a little bit because it's like, oh, we'll figure this out. But that's a lot. You're gonna need a lot of toilet paper to clean up that.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean?
Six of them. Six.
So, can you read out what we're missing?
So we are missing a safety, middle linebacker, depending on if they put Murray at middle linebacker or not. We'll find out.
Right.
A number one corner, a nose tackle, an edge rusher, and just somebody behind Jeffrey Simmons and someone behind Malik Hooker. So
okay.
Two safeties, 3 D linemen, 1 middle linebacker, and a CB.
Right. You cannot walk into the draft with that many holes. You can't do it. So we can't be done. And with about $40 million left in cap, you're going to have to find some guys. And I get it. Like the Kansas City Chiefs could sit there and said, we'll just keep him then. They're not going to just let Snead go. They want a second-round draft pick. We don't have a second-round draft pick to give. Some other teams do, but from everything I have read, nobody wants to give up a second-round draft pick. Well, that's the asking price. So either you make it or not. You have to really ask yourself is this signing, is it going to win you a championship if he's there or whatnot, right? So I think that's what it comes down to for a lot of teams. And Kansas City just says Snead is ours unless you're willing to pay the price. And that's just how they're going to play that game.
Maybe Detroit will sneak in there and
maybe Detroit always seems to be really weird on defense. I've never watched a team other than my own that I look and I'm like, wow, this team really got together on defense. And then the next week I have that dominant defense just evaporated. It's just evaporated.
I know a lot of Titans fans wanted to see C.J. Gardner-Johnson in Tennessee, but he went back to Philly. So
look, there are still people that are gonna go. Like there are people that have settled down.
Bring back Byard.
Oh, for heaven's sake, no! It's
over.
Chicago. Much like Derrick Henry, it's over. Okay, it's over. I didn't like him in the purple suit more than anybody else. Okay, it's an old wound, but
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Congrats to him, but it is going to be first time watching a Titans game without the Keen and the two-tone.
Oh, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird.
It's going to be like, what is this?
I was comforting Brad off air, telling him that don't worry, Spears is the number one running back. But there's still some speculation.
Please not Tony Pollard. Please.
It's not going to be Tony Pollard. I think Callahan's going to run that offense with 2 wide receiver or 2 running backs on his hips. And give him 2 shit handles, as I like to call them, in case something goes wrong, which is apt to do on this team. I don't look. They're not really. Plus, if you really dig into the Tony Pollard contract, it's more of a 1-year contract if they wanted to. Yeah. Right? They could just duck out if they choose to be. It's not one of these Russell Wilson contracts where Denver is going to pay for him to be on the field.
We're going to talk about Chicago before we close the show.
Absolutely. I
feel like I honestly, before we get to it, I think that was a dumb decision by Chicago.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later, though.
Right. They're in flux, that team. We'll get there. But let's go through this. Well, you want to start big? You want to start small first?
Let's go big.
Let's go big. I guess it's no bigger than what most people say is the biggest signing, Calvin Ridley. not only did you screw over the Jags, and make no mistake, you screwed them over because you snuck in there in the final hour.
And the Jags screwed themselves over too.
And yeah, because they decided to wait around because you heard what he said. And by the way, I appreciate this honesty. This honesty is to be celebrated because people want to buy into this all like, oh, amazing stuff. He said he came here for the money because we offered more money. Okay, that's what it comes down to. He's honest. He's a player. He's going to play for his paycheck. That's how it is. He works hard and whatever. It doesn't mean he's not going to like it here. It doesn't mean anything. It's just he was honest. He said he was going to go back to the Jaguars, and then we came and offered him more money. That's the name of the game, folks. This is a business, and these guys only have a short time in their career to make money.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is what he's doing, and good for him. And by the way, if you haven't watched Mike Keith's interview with Ridley on the OTB, you totally should.
Awesome. It was awesome.
Tear to your eye. It'll bring a tear to your eye. It was emotional.
I feel like everyone had a good press conference except for Kenneth Murray. Just a little bit too much
Yeah. Murray's
I
can't believe I have to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't see Morgan Cox up there. Anyway, so
the long snapper Kane.
Actually, I would have taken. I was kind of intrigued. I didn't see Mason Rudolph up there either. I would have taken a nice press conference.
Solid backup.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I know a lot of people were like, I said we had to, like, when they first brought out like we need to sign another quarterback, and a lot of like people were like, why? Like, well, you need 3 quarterbacks on the roster now.
Yeah,
and Malik Willis will go back to practice squad because he's not. Mason Rudolph is a reliable backup as long as he doesn't get hit in the helmet.
Future Eagle Malik Willis.
I mean, it's another guy I had high hopes for. I mean, not like I didn't put him at ridiculous high, like, oh, he's gonna be the next whatever. But I mean, he just looked gun shy. He was gun shy,
right?
Running for his life. So it is what it is. I mean, good luck to him wherever it happens. But Mason Rudolph, solid backup. I'm not mad about that. It's a good backup quarterback though.
Right. No, for sure. But to finish up on Calvin Ridley, him and DeAndre Hopkins are in the top 10 of receivers that get the most yards at the catch. And that's a big deal. That's a chain mover. You've got 2 chain movers there. And Ridley's fast. So make no mistake about it. And he works. He works hard. He goes to every practice. He's not going to
sit. Don't gamble and your known name, Calvin.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't get suspended.
Yeah, because that's the joke that's going to follow him around for the rest of his career. That's just the name of the game. There's no stopping it. Let's see. The next highest one, I guess, would be Tony Pollard, right? That would be the next highest one, I suppose.
Money-wise, yeah. Skill-wise, no, but money-wise, yeah.
I think he is going to block very well. I think he's going to occasionally run okay. But most importantly, I think he's going to be wonderful at catching a 5-yard out or a 3-yard dig. That's what I think.
Right.
The man can catch well. And who knows, maybe he has a renaissance here. Wouldn't that be lucky? But he, he's come here and he's from Memphis originally, so that helps. He's come here to, kind of clear his name. That there are guys that go to different teams that kind of reinvent themselves. Why not here? I mean, the days of Derrick Henry are over. We have to keep saying that for these people, but because they won't listen. But they're over. So Tajay Spears and him are going to have to pick up the slack. 2 men are going to have to make up Derrick Henry. But I expect them to not have as many rushing yards than passing yards. But I do expect Pollard at the end of the year to have more rushing yards than Spears. That's how I kind of look at it. I think Callahan's going to run the running back on each hip kind of game. I think that's what he's going to run. And then we don't know if you're passing, running, blocking, whatever you're doing. The whole point is the defense has to account for it. That's what it comes down to. Next,
it's probably why the Browns went after Mike Vrabel because, like, hey, Ravens got Derrick Henry, so we need some inside information here on you, bud.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. I bet it's because he did the same for Schwartz when Schwartz was having heart troubles, and he came in and did that while he was here in Tennessee. The most important one, this is our favorite signing, Lloyd Cushenberry. Boy, that guy's press conference, that man's business. He is all business, right? Why'd you come here, Bill Callahan?
Straight to the point.
He didn't even say anything else. It was just Bill Callahan. Okay. All right. So, Cushenberry, this is a solid center, and it is somebody that's desperately needed. We don't need Brewer. I don't care if he's tougher than a $2 steak. He's undersized, and for some reason, getting paid in Miami. What are we doing? Miami
the Dolphins. I don't.
Man,
I don't. I know Aaron Burr. I think he was 16th in run blocking and pass blocking. He was in his 20s, like the 20th range. So yeah, I don't know.
He got Will Levis killed. So, to me, I don't understand him going somewhere else and getting paid decent amount of scratch. It's utterly bizarre to me. I know that the people that don't believe in the cap, well, you know who believes in the cap? The Dolphins and the Bills, who are feeling it right now. The Saints.
Yeah, Bengals, Bills, and Dolphins. I don't think they had a good free agency at all. I did hear some rumors that a cryptic post was made saying Stephon Diggs wants out, but who knows if that's true or not. Even so, I mean, I think Diggs needs to go anyway. He just hasn't produced in the playoffs when they need him the most. I think they should go on, try to get somebody better in the draft, maybe.
Neither is Josh Allen. Anyway, so
that's just Patrick Mahomes needs the daddy.
Yeah. I'm the petty commenter when it comes to that, man.
Hey, that's why I said I can't bid against the Chiefs until somebody beats them again.
Yes.
God, I really hope it's us.
Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely?
It would be lovely.
Lloyd Cushenberry is going to help out this O-line immensely. I don't think there's any.
Peter Scarante to his left.
Yeah. This is a good signing. This next guy I want to talk about because he refuses to die. His name is Nick Westbrook-Akine. He won't go away. Here's my gripe. Here's my gripe of the day. We've got to be able to draft somebody better than that. We've got to be able to sign somebody. You could have kept Chris Moore on this team, and I would have been totally fine with it.
I know. I was very shocked that we didn't keep Chris Moore. And I know one Titans fan was what about Mason Kinsley? Stop.
No.
Just stop. Maybe practice squad, but
Mason Kinsley.
NWI. Oh
God help me. You said the name. You said Mason Kinsley. Now I'm stuck. But yeah, I don't understand. Look, it's not that I hate NWI. I just think you can do better. I think you can do better on the depth chart.
What's sad is just he's the most healthiest outside DeAndre Hopkins. He was the most healthiest player. And like I said, he'll have his moments and he's like, hey, I had a 100-yard game and just like flatline the rest of the season. He'll make a couple big catches and that's it. So
and then he'll drop them.
Yeah, he will drop. I remember the one. Yep, I remember that.
I just don't get it. I don't know.
He's alive. He's alive.
He's done something. He ran Carthon, hit somebody with his car, and he's buried the body or something. This is I find it utterly ridiculous that this man is still on the roster. I just don't understand why. You're telling me you can't go down to a 4th round, 5th round, and find a wide receiver that can't perform, even if it's a little speedy guy, right? Yeah. Or something like that. Nothing. No.
I mean,
and how embarrassing it was for him that he's like, I'm not signing that contract last year. And then nobody came knocking until he came back. And now he's back again. Just the Texans' brethren. Just Fans Pauses. What up, gentlemen? Keep up the great work. By the way, on the LTS network, you should totally, Brad, these guys interview draft picks and whatnot. Yeah, so there's some really good stuff. They do an excellent job over there, even if we do hate each other when the season starts. Anyway, but they are terrific So Just Fans Podcast, you should totally check it out. Shameless plug for the LTS network. Anyway, so we're going through here. I every time I see Nick Westbrook-Akine's name, I die a little inside. He's got pictures of somebody. I don't know. Nick Folk. Boy, that was a scary thing. Hey, thank you. Anyway,
Welcome back, Nick Folk.
Nick Folk returns. He should never have been able to test free agency. This is one of the other mistakes that I've seen. This guy should have been extended, signed, whatever you want to call it, straight ahead, unless there's something we don't know about. Now, if something comes out later, like he was contemplating retirement, whatever, I get it. But there was no indication. There was nothing. So it leaves guys like us out to speculate. But Nick Folk is back, and he should be back. He should totally be back. He did excellent. How many years have you and I suffered with bad kickers?
Probably since Ryan Suckup left.
It's about 3 or 4 years in a row that we've struggled with kickers. And so we finally get somebody who's, he's old. I don't care. He's a kicker. There's plenty of old kickers. So I'm happy to have Nick Folk back. There's not much to say other than I really don't like that he left the building to begin with, only to get signed back to a 1-year deal.
Yeah, maybe he just tried to see what was out there. Who knows?
Maybe. He's got to be contemplating retirement. He's got to be.
He's getting close.
He's got
there.
Mason Rudolph. Now, this is intriguing. I actually like this signing. I think Mason can hold the fort down for a couple of games. So if Will Levis gets hurt, you can't let him. You can't let him play more than 3 or 4 because this guy goes like downhill pretty quick. But this guy can play the game. We've seen him step in many a time and take care of business when he has to, and then we've also seen him the next week just poop the bed. But if you need somebody that and Will Levis goes down, you need somebody to come in there and try to figure it out for you. Here you go. And maybe he blossoms underneath the Callahan tutelage. I don't know. But I do think that is a solid backup. I would have liked Joe Flacco, but I enjoy that you went out and got Mason Rudolph. Mr. Press Conference himself, Kenneth Murray at linebacker. You had a Charger friend. You said that he is injury prone, correct?
Yeah, he's good. He just has those lingering injuries. 25 years old, still young. I mean, time is on his side. Just we'll see. I mean, he does kind of remind me of Al. I can't never pronounce his last name either. Al Shazier.
Al Shair.
Yeah, kind of like him. Built. He's a good tackler. Coverage skills is a little like a scale of 1 through 10, probably about a 4. It's not bad. He's a big guy. He has those lingering injuries that just he gets injured and just lingers on for a couple of weeks. But he is solid. I mean, like I said, he's 25 years old, so he's still young. Just healthy. He's got to stay healthy. Which he's in the right place.
Right. And that has filled one of our many linebacking concerns, as we've seen on that chart. But more, please.
Shout out to the Texans for getting Al.
Yep, for sure. Al and Janico. Yep. Chidobe Awuzie, our quarterback. I like this guy. Yeah. I really do. I love
number 2.
Yes, I love how he goes up, and I think he's going to be on one side of the field. That's what I think. I don't think he's going to be backing up. So I think he's going to be. Oh, you mean number 2 cornerback, right?
Right now, unless we draft a corner. Never mind. Never mind. Right now, he's number 1 because Roger McCreary is going to be in the nickel in the slot. So
right, yeah. There's no way. Roger can never, ever take one guy. Just can't do it. I love Roger. Roger's a tough guy, but he is a nickel. That's what he is, and he's good at it. He's good at it.
We saw him 1v1s with the top receivers, and it did not go well.
No, it didn't go well. Now, if you need him to harass Kelsey, he can do that really well. He can make his life a living hell. He's good at that. He's a feisty guy. I like it. But this is one of my favorite signings merely because this cornerback is feisty. And if he goes up for 50-50 balls, he will knock it out of your hands. He will He will. If you go up for a 50-50 ball, you better bring your You better bring your lunch pail because this guy works. And I really that's one signing I really enjoyed.
I actually like all our signings. Not I don't like. Excuse me there. I do not like none of all our signings. I like the one thing I like about Awuzie was he had a very good press conference. I was very impressed.
Oh yeah.
He was professional, legit.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
Manito.
Beautiful. Morgan Cox, long snap.
Morgan Cox. Well, I mean, he's good at his job.
I mean, he keeps going to the Pro Bowl for long snapping. Yeah. I don't even know how you judge it or whatever. I guess nobody really gets by him. That's about it.
Yeah, so.
We're not dumping on long snappers. I'm just saying that it's it's a sign that locals hear about and they go, oh.
Henry, I know Harold Landry is now our longest tenure Titan. So.
Yep, good for Harold.
Shout out to Harold Landry.
Shout out to Harold. Harold, who we all thought was probably going to bust. Now he's making fools of us all. Shaddick Charles is offensive guard. Now, what I found out about this was that this was a Bill Callahan pick. This is Papa Callahan in charge of the O-line. He had a guy. If you're going to use the best offensive line coach in the league, you might as well listen to him. He wanted that guy, and we don't know if this guy will be depth or most likely this guy is depth. But one thing's for sure is Papa Callahan's gonna call him up. I'm gonna call him Papa Callahan because Brian and Bill sound too much alike. So Papa Callahan wants to coach this guy up, and they're gonna bring in guys that an offensive line coach of his stature want, and that's good. That's good to see.
And with the Jets getting Tyron Smith. And the Cowboys, Mecca Becton is still out there. I mean, he's got potential. He's a big boy. I mean, like with Papa Callahan here, I wouldn't mind bringing Mecca Becton.
Me neither.
He's got potential. I mean, and he's not going to be worth that much money because of his injuries and, so we might be able to get him for a good deal, hopefully. I mean, knock on wood. So I would like Mecca Becton. No, I mean, no disrespect to Joe Ott, but I mean, or the Penn State guy, but
boy, I'm back to leaning that I think it's old now after the signings. I think it's old.
It's. I mean, you never know, man, with the Bengals what they did with their three receivers. So
no, you're right.
It's interesting because it's the Traylon Burks, man. That's what's. I mean, that's not killing the offense. Now you have Ridley and D-Hop, but it's just
this is his last chance, though.
Yeah,
this is his last chance.
It's getting very thin fast with him. I mean, one touchdown in 2 seasons is just for a first-round draft pick. It's just.
I would look at it this way: if he has a chance to succeed, it's going to be under this coach.
Yep.
Right, who's going to be a passer,
especially with the receivers around him. This is the best shot.
Yeah, put him in slot if you have to. I don't care what you do.
No more concussions. No more
concussions and no more pouting because you dropped the ball. It's not attractive. Anyway, but
that was the interesting part last season. We saw Kyle Phillips. Him and Will Levis got into a nice little groove, and then just week, it'd be like, oh, we're just not starting Phillips. Oh, is he injured? No, we're just not starting him.
Bad sign. Bad sign.
Well, Kyle Phillips is a small dude. I mean,
right.
He's not the biggest in the world, He's,
sure.
But it's the 3 and 4. Now they got Kevin Ridley. He just took Traylon Burke's spot at number 2. So now I got that 3 and 4, and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine at 5. So. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very.
He's like the Highlander. You have to take his head or something. Like I don't understand how this guy.
NWI.
Yeah, great. He'll make a touchdown in week 1. Everybody will go, see Sam,
right?
Contributor, and I'm like, shut up.
Well, I remember the article I read today, and then there's some comments, and I just said, kind of like when I watched A to Z Sports Nashville
Mm-hmm.
and Austin in the preseason. Oh my God, Austin was like,
oh, he's awful.
watch this team. Like, dude, it's training camp. Calm down.
Yeah.
Every team looks good at training
He's
camp.
the reason Mason Kinsey's a household name
God.
here.
Yeah, because I mean, I try not to attack them, but like when I watch the show, I go with Zach. I'm like, Austin, dude, don't ever sit here and say, look at us in training camp. Look how good we look. And then week 1, Tannehill threw 3 pick against the Saints. And it's like, yep, that just ended quickly. So you always have to do it on Sundays. It comes on the field, not practice, not training camp. It's Sundays. That's where it comes down to.
Gives me the willies. Okay. First round draft pick. I'm back to Altland. I did say a doomsday.
Now that the free agency is going on, let's see. Number 1 is going to be Caleb Williams. I just don't like his maturity. You know, his combine interview was just so me.
And they're walking in there, and he's walking into the Bears who desperately need to do something.
Yeah,
and
him like, oh, I want part ownership. Whoever drafts me, what? Just play the game, dude. If you want to invest some money, go invest in a restaurant or something. Don't. At least play a game first. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And what I like about the trade with the Steelers is, you know, Arthur Smith goes there, who's good with veteran quarterbacks for some odd reason. Like, let's just Arthur Smith with Ryan Tannehill compare with Arthur Smith and Mariota and Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder and Mariota with Arthur Smith didn't work.
Commanders quarterback Marcus Mariota.
That's right. You give Arthur Smith a veteran like Tannehill, he blossomed. Yes, Derrick Henry was there, I know. But Russell Wilson has 2 good running backs. He does have George Pickens. He has Arthur Smith. He has Mike Tomlin. Not a bad situation for Justin Fields to sit out, learn. That's a good trade. It's a lot better than the freaking Chicago Bears. It's 10 times better for organization. So I'm not mad at it. It's a good deal for Fields.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, we'll see if Father Time caught up to him or not. But
we hear on Team Sam love us some Arthur Smith. He got a bad rap in Atlanta. I feel like he just couldn't get it fixed no matter what he did. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers get back to scoring touchdowns and whatnot. When he was here, survived multiple coaching changes, which is unheard of. The guy is a worker, and he will find a way, I think, to get Russell going or, you know, Fields. But, I mean, if you're the Bears and everybody's chanting, everyone is chanting Fields' name. And you're gonna throw him off, boy. You better have an answer.
Well, see, this is why I said, like, the Bears, when we did our show a while back ago, I said the Bears should have traded back because they got the 9th pick.
Mm-hmm.
They could have traded back, give Justin Fields Marvin Harrison Jr. with Keenan Allen at the starter, Marvin Harrison number 2, and DJ Moore in the slot with Cole Kmet. That would have been nasty. But now that you get rid of your quarterback, now you got to draft Caleb Williams. So now Marvin Harrison is probably going to slide down to the Cardinals at number 4.
That's such a Cardinals pick, too.
Yeah. And then you got they lost Marquise Hollywood Brown to the Chiefs. Of course, give the Chiefs another speedster.
Sure, why not?
And then the Chargers, they're confusing me. Got rid of Keenan Allen. I understand why they let go of Mike Williams. He was injured all the time. They lost Gerald Everett. I know there's Brock Powers being mentioned, number 5, because
the Harbaugh effect is on, baby. Yeah.
But at receiver, I don't know what they're gonna do because they just lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and the rookie from TCU last year, who they drafted, he did not have a good rookie season. So maybe they go after Odell, who was released by the Ravens. Who knows?
Oh God.
So number 2 is gonna be the Commanders. They'll probably draft either Drake May or Jalen Daniels. Patriots will probably draft a quarterback because they got rid of Mac Jones. So you look at the top 3 picks are probably quarterbacks.
Drake May has to be the Patriots jersey. That's how I see it. I think it's him. Now they'll take Daniels if he's there because they have no choice. They're taking a quarterback. They don't have any choice in the matter.
And then number 4 would be the Cardinals. They'll get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right.
Number 5 is the Chargers. They'll probably snag Bowers. This is just going off the top of my head. Number 6, the Giants.
They take it away
draft. They might draft either Joe Alt or the Penn State guy. I don't know. But even if they do, they'll still leave us one offensive tackle to take. I mean, so it's not bad. If we do go offensive tackle, at least we'll have one of those guys available. But
sure,
during the draft, we don't know what trades are going to be made and what's going to happen. It's always that day is going to.
I really want it to be all Brad. I really want it a plug and play left tackle. Oh my gosh, sounds wonderful. Sounds beautiful.
Still got free agency to go, so we'll see. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
I'm gonna be curious watching these teams that are trying to trade down if it means anything. If they're going to try to do it, and if you're the Titans, to be clear here, I want Joe Alt, but if you get a good enough deal to get out of there and get back, then you do it because you need draft picks. So
maybe we get an offensive line in one of those draft picks.
Could trade. This is a thick draft. It's a nice big thick draft.
I know one of my favorite. Shout out Detroit Lions. I can never pronounce his name. Oregon guy, Panul. I can never pronounce his name. Oregon Duck from 2 years ago. I can never pronounce his name correctly, but he was one of the best offensive linemen in the league, killing it in Detroit. So I mean, look at Detroit; they did it the right way. So hopefully, we definitely need protection for Will Levis. So
right,
we got Calvin Ridley, we got D Hop, but now we need offensive line. We still need to figure out what Rand and Callahan's going to do at the wide receiver slot position because Rand Carthorne didn't draft Traylon Burks, so God knows how he's going to evaluate that position and see how he thinks of him as like, hey Traylon, I don't think you're it. We might just get rid of you, but
if it's a Dunze, you'll have your answer right away. Right away. But yeah, to me, Alt is the guy.
Or Malik Neighbors. He's a speedy guy.
Neighbors, that's right. Yeah, you can get Neighbors too.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Well, Callahan loves receivers.
We'll look around the league real quick. The Steelers. We had Russell Wilson come in and say, "I can't wait for me and Kenny Pickett to work together." Kenny Pickett gets traded to the Eagles, right? Was it the Eagles? He got traded to? Yeah.
Good trade. Good trade. You get Justin Fields. I think that's
then you come in Justin Fields, but for nothing.
Sixth and a fourth pick. And what's crazy is kind of like Will Levis. Watch if you turn on Justin Fields highlights, you can't go one clean highlight with him with a clean pocket. You can't go one highlight. He's breaking tackles and just trying to survive.
Right. I never understood it. They gave up on it. They just gave up. Either that or he said, "I don't care how you do it. Get me the hell out of here." And I don't blame him for that either.
Right.
But if you're the Bears, you're in trouble because now you got to answer. And if it's Caleb Murphy, oh my God.
Yeah, if Caleb Williams doesn't work out, that's another 4 to 5 years. It's going to kill the Bears. Jay Cutler's still the best quarterback in Bears history, and he didn't even get into the Super Bowl. So
no. Let's see. Also, if you look around the league, I really don't know what Carolina is going to do. I have no clue. They are just out there.
Worst owner in the NFL. There you go. He's a can't curse on this, but he's not a good owner. I don't understand what he's doing.
Me neither.
I would not have given up two. And I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should have drafted CJ. I don't think CJ would have done as well in Carolina.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, he would have done better than Bryce Young, but not as good as he did in Houston. Completely different team.
It's a mess through and through. We talked about Mike Vrabel going to the Browns. I think he'll help them. I really do. The Browns are going all in on Deshaun Watson and hope everything works out. The Vikings, I don't know what they're doing.
I know what they're doing.
They need a quarterback.
I already know who they're going to draft.
Who is it?
J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. They got to get down there and get him.
Yeah. And like I told other, obviously I live in Ohio, so I deal with a lot of Michigan fans. I'm not saying he's not good. He definitely has potential. I wanted him to come back one more year in college. Because no disrespect to him, but the two running backs, the defense, and the offensive line of Michigan carried him to the championship. I mean, I don't want to say he reminds me of Ryan Tannehill, but
he reminds me of Tannehill.
I think he has potential, but I wanted him to stay one more year in college. So, but Vikings not a bad team. They do got a good offense. They got a good head coach. Got an offensive mind there. So, and you got Justin Jefferson. So, but you don't have a running back. Offensive lines. So
it's a mess, and the Bears need to win. The Bears need to win.
And then you had Atlanta getting Kirk Cousins.
That's right. I forgot.
Desmond Ritter gets traded. Like, hey, Desmond, you're out. Give us Kirk.
The Falcons.
My frustration with Atlanta is you got Bijan Robinson. You have the other guy,
Drake London.
You got Kyle Pitts somehow is not working out. I don't know what they're doing, but hopefully they get that figured out. He's too athletic to not be that good. He needs to be better. And then what else? Arthur or Jonnu Smith. I think went to the Dolphins, didn't he?
Yeah, Dolphins. Yeah. Good for Johnny.
I love Jonnu Smith. Yeah, I love Johnny. One of my favorite Titans when he was here. And then the biggest shocker was Aaron Donald retiring out of nowhere.
Well, crazy. Actually, he talked about it last year. And they didn't turn in his paperwork. So he ain't leaving. Guys like that, he is a giant of a man. But there's only so long you could stay that big, before you're like, hey, your heart's going to give out.
Right.
Because that man is massive.
Oh, I don't blame him. Definitely Hall of Famer, had a heck of a career, double team constantly every game. I still remember the funniest part from last season was he had a free rush at Geno Smith. You just go him, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was funny. Lost it. He's like, what the? Just got rid of it. Like, can't leave that man like that.
Now
it's time for Jeffrey Simmons.
I'm curious because I look around the league and everybody was so wishy-washy last year. Even the Super Bowl winners were wishy-washy. And so I'm curious because it seems like there's an uptick in trying to get players in depth that the AFC is starting to really focus on. Other teams are going to be wishy-washy. We can't be wishy-washy, unless you're the Cowboys, who I'm not really sure what they're doing.
Yeah,
are they just? To me, it looks like they're just done. Like they're like, I don't want to deal with Dak anymore. I'm finished with it.
Jones too.
Yeah, he was in what they were looking for, a running back.
And they didn't even express interest, according to Derrick Henry. They never even talked to him.
I know. Yeah,
they didn't give him an offer, which is crazy.
Jerry said it's like too expensive or whatnot. Since when has Jerry said too expensive about anything? Right. So I don't know. This is going to be really weird. It's like the Cowboys are just kind of like, hey, look, this season's lost. So,
especially with the Eagles, man, getting Barkley and Devin White, Gardner Johnson, Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey retired, but
the Commanders got better. Everybody got better, and you're just kind of sitting there. Yeah,
poor Giants. Daniel Jones, another contract.
They paid the wrong man. And
Saints sticking with Derek Carr. I don't know why.
Well, they're sticking with Derek Carr because
what is going on?
They're sticking with Derek Carr because the quarterback market is so bad. Yeah, it's a bad market for quarterbacks. There's no escape. Oh no, are you frozen?
Yeah. Derek Carr is in that. Yeah, it's glitching. Sorry for our technical difficulties.
Oh, it's okay. I was like, is it me? I don't think it's me.
Both of us.
Yeah, the quarterback market is bad right now, and
yes, it is.
But obviously not too bad for Denver to pay Russ $85 million. Not too bad for the Giants, who look like they're going to let Daniel Jones go and pay their $45 million to him.
Switching again.
No, don't do this. I didn't mean it. Come back.
And Broncos don't even have a quarterback now, so
Yeah, what? So that's my thing.
man.
You have to be able to get down there if you're the Broncos. If you got your eye on somebody.
Yeah.
But man,
Maybe Tennessee's boy, Milton. That's his name, Joel.
oh, Joe Milton.
Joel
Oh
Milton,
gosh,
maybe I don't. He had a good combine. I mean,
Joe
good arm.
Milton. Joe Milton's arm is an unguided missile. He has more footballs in the Tennessee River from throwing them outside the stadium and not hitting the guy for a wide open touchdown than he does touchdown.
That's the issue with arm strength in the league. This guy got to put that touch on it. You don't have to
no accuracy.
Feel it.
Just full power. Just full power. Constant.
How much you want to see me throw a football over those mountains? That's what it is.
You whiz. Oh my God.
Dynamite.
Yeah, Uncle Rico. Well, hopefully next time we meet up, be it Friday night or Sunday night, we will have something going on.
Well, let me bring up the picture real quick.
Okay.
Let's see if I can make some predictions here.
Go for it.
Defense and offense. So offensive line, I like to see Mecca Becton.
Me too.
If we draft one of the two great tackles at 7, maybe move one of those to right tackle, move Mecca Becton to right tackle. Who knows? Can't go wrong there. We're definitely going to draft the receiver later rounds, early round, whenever. It's going to be receiver because I don't believe in Traylon Burks. I'm sorry. I'll root for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he's a Titans uniform. I have to root for him. But he's just not giving me nothing to root for. That's the sad part.
Right.
Safeties. I mean, Justin Simmons is still out there. I'm trying to think who else. I don't even know who's still out there outside of Justin Simmons. I know Marcus. I think Marcus May's gone. He got signed by somebody.
You got to get Simmons. I don't think you have a choice now. You got to try to get him.
Linebacker.
Marcus
draft one.
It's yeah.
Yeah. And then CB might draft one.
You don't want Professor Gibby holding down it?
Not yet. Maybe more experience.
Dr. Gibby.
Edge rusher. Ooh. I mean, we have Reaver. I mean, we got Alden Key. Nose tackle. We definitely need a nose tackle. So
have to.
DJ Reader's not available anymore.
That one hurt. That one hurt my feelings.
It's a tough. I mean, honestly, free agency. The Titans were going to add anything. My book it'd be safety or safety and tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I don't see anything else that's reliable outside Justin Simmons and Mecca Becton. It's thin.
Yeah,
it's very thin.
We're heading into some weird waters.
But I will say this to all the Titans fans out there: stop doubting Ron Carthorne. He's done good work. He's done a very good job. He's done way better than what John Robinson did.
Right.
So it's not his fault that Henry left. Stop blaming him. Just stop it. He's doing good.
They've got to figure out these holes real quick. Yeah. And oh boy, if you're going to limp in there with a depleted defense, boy, you better score some points.
Now, here is my number one concern. Not outside of position football. It's going to be, this is what scares me, is how Will Levis is going to be without Derrick Henry. That's what scares me, because that's the same thing that scared me with Ryan Tannehill. And Tannehill was able to do not too bad, but now that he's completely gone, then they don't need to stack that box anymore. So it's gonna be so weird. But I mean, I hope the Callahans can figure it out. I have faith in them. I have more faith in them than I did with Mike Vrabel, because Mike Vrabel was never a good offensive-minded head coach. He had zero knowledge of offense. That's why he was fired.
Right.
Among many other things.
Among many, yeah. The downfall of Mike Vrabel was when Arthur Smith left. It ruined everything. He tried to keep finding people to fill it.
Maybe you can help me out with this, because I heard the rumor. There's two rumors I heard. One, he demanded that he wanted to be in control of the roster, which I think that was very true, because that sounds like a Mike Vrabel thing to do.
He had asked for it at one time, but it was like a couple of years ago. So I don't know if that lingered over.
And then this is the rumor. I don't know if it's true. The rumor I heard was he didn't want Ryan Carthorne as GM. He wanted somebody else inside the organization to be promoted to general manager, but I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard.
Well, we're not exactly sure. Of course, there's no way they really confirm these things, but all the stories we've read, insiders, whatnot, said there was no problem between Vrabel and Carthon. So it's hard for me. I don't know if that's the truth of the matter, but Rand Carthon has come out and said, "Hey, Mike Vrabel's my friend. We still are friends. I worked hard for him. I tried to get him the team.
Probably hit the gym together,
Right. I will say this. I'll make this point. People were more than happy to see Tim Kelly go. The guy didn't really get a fair shot at it either. Yeah. His roster was really bad. If you actually go back and look through the highlights, it wasn't exactly the play calling was the problem. It was execution of it. Yeah. So I do feel bad for Tim Kelly as far as that's concerned.
And it's freezing again. Why? Why?
No.
Come on.
What have you done?
Well, yeah, Tim Kelly was a lot better than Todd Downing. I think that was one of the Mike Vrabel hires I did not get at all, was the whole Todd Downing, especially after the Packers game got a DUI, and it's just
loyalty to guys will get you burned, as we have found out. That's all we got to talk about tonight, folks. Hopefully we get some more news by Friday or next Sunday when we decide what we're going to do, and if I'm not busy Friday. And we love our traffic on Sunday night, so I can't deny that I do like it. It's nice. Like when you look at the replays on YouTube, it's like anyway. So
I give the Titans so far a B+. I give them a B+ in free agency.
Oh, that's right. Final grades. My bad. B+. That's
so far B+.
So far is definitely a B+.
So far B+.
You can catch me tomorrow on LTS show starting at 8 p.m. We are going. I get to fill out my first bracket. I've never filled out a bracket in my entire life. I know zero about college basketball. I don't know anything about college basketball.
It's hard.
It looks hard. Everybody, all right, Sam, just look at this. And I'm looking at the bracket.
You always got to pick. You always have to pick one 14th seed, one 12th seed, one 13th, and one 11th seed to always win.
Great. Well,
yeah, it's not. It's. I think they said it's like a 1 in 600 billion chance. It's not like it's a ridiculous high number to fill out a complete bracket. So good luck. That's why I don't do it no more. I'm a huge sports fanatic, but Brad's like, "Hey, you're gonna fill out a bracket?" No, why? Because it's gonna bust within the first two. It's gonna bust. It's just.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's just gonna be bad all over. And then I have Inside the Mat, the wrestling show on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Yeah. Then we have LTS show on. What? Yeah, I'll miss you too, Brad.
No, Steen. I'm gonna miss Steen.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Wrestler. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, brother. We will be LTS show on Thursday, and then rounding out on Friday with Fanboys Unleashed, or Sunday evening, depending on what news we're looking for.
Come on back.
Yeah, come on back. Be happy to have you. Share, replay. Be happy to have you and all that good stuff. For Sam Dean, Bradley Mangold, I wish you all a pleasant evening, and please, God, sign some linebackers. For the love of God.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, fans. Thanks for watching.